behind our house in the Hungarian mountains. This is a riparian zone here, occupied mostly by willow trees and some shrubs. And the willow trees here, as you can see, Rafi just picked up some of the leaf litter, is falling on the terrestrial ecosystem and also in the aquatic ecosystem. So this provides a lot of habitat for birds and insects, and also frogs and lizards. Also, you can find them here. And the roots of these trees are stabilizing the banks, so you get quite a stable bank all along here. This is excavated, of course, but the principle remains the same. And this is preventing soil erosion. So actually we're in the valley of mountains here, so you get some water flow, the groundwater flows here, and you'd get leaching of nitrogen without these trees. We can talk about that in a minute. So if we were to take these trees away, this alloctonous kind of source, or the subsidy of leaf litter into the river would decrease, and you would get a decrease in the shredder activity, because they would have less of this subsidy. And then they would have to float downstream where there was more leaf litter falling into the stream. You'd also, if you remove these trees, you'd get increased soil erosion, because the roots would not be holding the bank as well. And you'd also get leaching of nitrogen into the water from that runoff as well. So this is really stabilizing this zone here. If you remove this canopy here and these trees, you would get an increased light, and obviously the canopy here is regulating the light and temperature of that aquatic system there, which means that you would increase photosynthesis in that region, and an increase in autochthonous production, and you would get an increase in the grazers, but generally a decrease in those macroinvertebrates in the water. And then you would be careful, okay, and then that would in turn affect the fish population and the small fish that feed on those insects or those decomposers, and then that would affect the larger fish downstream in the larger rivers, who would feed on those in turn. So, how much time do we have? Stop, pause. So, if Rafi was a deer and he was grazing on these saplings, we'd have that effect, and we'd have decreased sapling and riparian tree zones